Hello, kiddos. I am missing you so much today. I am just a smidge under the weather, so I will be back tomorrow. Don't you worry. But until then, I wanted to give you a quick mini lesson about what you're doing today. So last week, we learned about comparing fractions. So what are we learning? I will recall all the strategies for comparing fractions so that I can order fractions from least to greatest using a number line or compare them from greater than, less than, or equal to. So last week we talked about there's different ways to compare fractions. So the first one is same denominator. Now guys, if you have the same denominator, as you can see here on this picture, I'm going to make it bigger. If I have the same denominator, I'm comparing the same whole. So it'd be like me saying, do you want 2 of something, like a Hershey bar, or do you want 4 of that same Hershey bar? Obviously, if you like Hershey bars, you would want 4 sixths out of 2 sixths. So how I would read this is 4 sixths is greater than 2 sixths. So it's the same size parts, so you want more parts, okay? So if it has the same denominator, that's what you do. All right, same numerator. Same number of parts, so you want to see which parts are bigger. So when it has the same numerator, see here I have a 2 and a 2 in my fraction, 2/3 and 2/8. What do you see? The larger the denominator, the smaller the piece. So thirds are larger slices, so I'm going to say 2/3 is greater than 2/8. Okay, so these last 3 were the ones that we worked on Thursday and Friday. So compared to a half. Now guys, we've talked a lot about a half. And remember, all you have to think about is what's half of that denominator. So 3/8 is less than half because what's half? 4/8. 4/6 is greater than half because what's half of 6? 3. So 3/8 is less than 4/6 because 4/6 is larger than half. So that's how you can do this one. And then remember how we talked about if both of them are 1 unit away. The fourth one was a little tricky for some. So the smaller unit fraction is closer to the whole. What that means is, say that Jackie ran 2/3 of a mile, and Amarian, the birthday boy, happy birthday, ran 7/8 of a mile. Now look, I only have 1/8 left here, but Jackie still has 1/3. Because these are larger pieces, the smaller piece actually means you have less to go. So 2/3 is less than 7/8. 7/8 is greater. Okay, and the last one, create an equivalent fraction so that you have a common numerator and a denominator. So I'm going to find an example and I'll link it on here. It's where you multiply by the opposite denominator. So if you're comparing 2/3 and 4/6, you could just multiply 2/3 by 2 halves to make the third a sixth. And I know that's kind of weird, me talking about it that way. But remember, you just have to grab the opposite denominator. Now, using multiples also helps, but we're not going to get into that today. So I'm going to show you your assignment. You can use this to help you. Now what you're going to do is show me greater than, less than, or equal to. Also, you're going to see one more assignment, and I have to drag it over here, but it's a rainfall assignment. Your teacher has that in paper. So you're going to turn this in on Google Classroom, but then also have a paper sheet where you're comparing rainfall. I hope this makes sense for you, and I missed y'all so much. If you need more of a tutorial, I have linked the little mini lessons that I did for my COLA kiddos. So I cannot wait to see y'all on Wednesday. Again, happy birthday, Amarian.